It has been 20 years since the Kings were really relevant at all, and they've had a lot of trouble since then, even wasting DeMarcus Cousins' prime. But today, we are going to talk about how the Sacramento Kings can angle their future towards an NBA championship, and I am joined with Mr. Bench Squads, Kade over here.
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing?
If you're new to the channel, I do this twice a week where we start from the worst teams in the NBA to the best, talking about how I think they can angle their future towards an NBA championship. And now, Kade is joining me on the journey. So 2 times a week, Kade will be on the channel, hopefully more. But let's jump right into it. The Sacramento Kings in a very awkward spot, I think we'd all agree. You know, they haven't been good for a while. They have really good talent in De'Aaron Fox, some young players, Halliburton, Bagley. But let's be honest, they have no direction to moving forward. I think they're kind of in a weird spot. And in this draft, they have the 9th pick, so nothing obviously crazy, not bad. But they have to move things around this offseason. It's a big offseason for them. But Kade, what do you think Sacramento Kings need to do?
They've been stuck in mediocrity for too long. Too many times they're on that 9th pick through 12th pick in that weird spot where you really can't get out of because you're not making the playoffs, but you're not high up in the lottery getting a high pick, and you have money tied up in weird places. I mean, they're paying Harrison Barnes $60 million over the next 3 years, and that's a disgusting contract. I don't want that on my team. On the Thunder, I don't want Harrison Barnes on contract for 3 years for $60 million. That's not what I want. Buddy Hield is being overpaid. He's a great player. He'll be a great role player for a contender. They don't need him, but they just have money tied up in weird places. They just need to hit the reset button at the end of the day. They need to hit the reset button.
Yeah, definitely. They have De'Aaron Fox, obviously a great talent. They are all in on him. His extension starts next year, getting paid $163 million over the next 5 years, which is insane. And like you said, Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield is someone they don't need to be wasting their time with, because right now they're in a spot where, like you said, they need to reset. And Buddy Hield has had problems already with, like, the owner, with what the hell his name is, the president, Vladi, what the hell's his last name? You know what I'm talking about. And I just think Buddy needs to go. Like, he's already unsure about his future with the Kings, and I don't think he's bringing any value to them. He's, like, coming off the bench. He's, like, their second best player coming off the bench scoring. Like, it's very confusing. They need to trade him, get some assets. And then Bagley. Bagley clearly has not worked out like they wanted him to. Like, they drafted him and thought it was going to be De'Aaron Fox and Marvin Bagley, that 1-2 punch. But clearly, it's not working. I am already hearing rumors of Bagley getting traded. So right now, basically, they have De'Aaron Fox to look forward to and that 9th pick. And I really don't know what else. Because they still have Luke Walton as the coach. And what the hell? Like, come on. Luke Walton is obviously not doing great. He's, like, having problems with the players. Like, Luke Walton has always been this weak. Like, I don't know who gave him this this position. Like, he knows what he's doing, because in my mind he doesn't know what he's doing. What did he last 1 year as a Lakers coach? I just think they need to shake a lot up. Buddy Hield out of there, Bagley out of there, hit the reset button like you said.
With De'Aaron Fox, you have to be careful. I mean, he's 23 years old, going into his extension, the expensive extension that you cannot play around with, let alone his prime being about 4 years out. You don't have a lot of time to work with. And if you've seen how past rebuilds have went, and that they've went nowhere, it's been stuck in mediocrity forever. You can't find the postseason. You don't know what it looks like. You got to mix things up, and you have to deal with the opposite of what you did last time that got you stuck. You can't settle for players like Bagley. You have to pick the Luka. You have to attack. I mean, you have to be aggressive with what you have. You can't just be stuck in middle forever. And you can't, I mean, they have a lot of players that they've tried to win with. Like Buddy Hield, he's 28. Harrison Barnes is 29. Delon Wright is 29. That's who they paid the 3 top players last season before De'Aaron Fox extension. I mean, you just can't play around with that stuff. And you got to get rid of that middle, like, players that should be in their prime, but they're not great. You got to get rid of them. You got to get younger, because in 4 years you're going to want to win. And whenever Buddy Hield's 32, he's not going to be that win now player that you want. He's going to be a sharpshooter, overpaid sharpshooter. So you just got to prioritize youth right now and understand that you're angling upwards for the next 4 years rather than just staying at this flat line of mediocrity that you've been at for ever.
Yeah, like you said, the mediocrity thing. Like, you don't want De'Aaron Fox to have a Damian Lillard-like career till he's 30. Like, Dame has been with the Blazers, and clearly no success has come in any way, shape, or form. I mean, yeah, all-star appearance and stuff like that, but no real success in terms of MVPs or championships or stuff like that. And they haven't really shooken up the league. Like, even when they have this good squad, the Blazers, it never really turned out to anything. So you don't want to see the Kings going into that direction. And I failed to mention Tyrese Halliburton, 3rd in Rookie of the Year voting, I think. But Halliburton is a nice player. He's a nice player you can pair along with Fox, a young player, 20 years old, something like that, right? 20 years old. young player, 20 and 23. A 1-2 punch could be Halliburton and De'Aaron Fox, something you could build together with chemistry. But like I said, this is almost like a Dame CJ kind of thing already coming together. You don't want to get stuck in the middle ground where you're not even getting good picks anymore, because the Blazers, they don't even get good picks anymore. They make the playoffs to get bounced. That's the one thing you want to try to avoid. Like you said, you have to attack. Try to get that player to add with them, because I feel like the Kings, they're a small market team, and not many people are saying, hey, let's go to Sacramento. I know it's in California, which is a nice area, but when there's teams like the Lakers, the Warriors, the Clippers, Sacramento's definitely last on the list in terms of California teams. So free agency is not looking, what's the word, great for them. But if they can pick up free agents like, or not free agents, maybe they could trade for players like Kristaps, people who still have potential, and that, you know, the Mavericks want to trade, because I think someone like Kristaps still has a lot of potential. Maybe he's not great alongside Luka, which I think with the right coaching we would see he can be good next to Luka. But I think someone like Kristaps would fit the Kings. Someone with a versatile game. Like, don't get me wrong, Bagley still has that potential, but I am definitely not sold on Bagley anymore. Maybe some Bagley-Porzingis trade is something they can look forward to. But what they need to do is hold on to the De'Aaron Fox and this Halliburton kid and see what he can become. He kind of came out of nowhere. What is he, 13th, 12th pick? You know, do something with his 9th pick. Maybe trade the 9th pick and Bagley to move up in the draft. I just think they need to make moves because you don't want to waste De'Aaron Fox, like you said.
And they're not in the worst position that you could be in. I mean, yes, they do have that Trailblazers feel where they're trending that way. I mean, they got their Dame and CJ, but nothing else. And they really don't have any assets to work with. I mean, if you can sell someone on Bagley to say, hey, he's 22, he's got this upside. And I mean, if you kind of just pull a Presti and sell him for more than what he is, great. I mean, other than that, you really don't have that many assets to work with, because you got to keep the only two young guys that you have that are studs, like Halliburton and Fox. You want to build around that, and you don't really have any assets. So you're going to have to flip what you have, the age that you have, flip Buddy Hield and sell him for less than what he's probably worth to a contender, and get a couple picks. I mean, you really don't have much to work with, but you have to build from nowhere. Get some assets, and work your way up. Like you said, I mean, a Kristaps Porzingis would be good with the squad, but how are you going to get that without giving up your only two young guys? So I just think, first off, they probably need to shake up their management a little bit. I mean, you've seen how that's worked in the past few years. Their management has done nothing right for them. They haven't been trending in the right direction. Other than getting De'Aaron Fox, they haven't done anything spectacular over the past few years. And maybe I'm just saying this because I'm biased, but like the Thunder, they've traded and they've built assets. They've traded for the Kings just don't take chances like that to build a squad like that. And it starts with the higher up. It starts with the management, and they just have to get that right before they can start piling assets. And it's got to be quick. I mean, they don't have time to work with, so it's got to be in the next year or two. They have to have a brand new management. I mean, find a new head coach that could evolve with the organization, whether it's a G League guy or a former player, anything. Just get a young coach, get new management. I mean, you have to start from the bottom, and all you have is De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Halliburton, and really no assets.
Yeah, first on the list definitely got to be that head coach, because if your head coach is already having problems with your players, it's not good, because obviously for chemistry reasons and everything else, get Buddy Hield out of there. Buddy Hield does not belong there, because obviously he doesn't even get along with the management. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. And just kind of hit the reset button. But guys, that is the Sacramento Kings. They just need to shake things up, and I think, like I said, they can do something with this De'Aaron Fox kid because he's nice with it. But guys, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Check us out tomorrow, brand new video. But Kade will be back on the channel on Friday. But guys, that's it for us. Peace out.
Peace.